Welcome to Yeshua Kids Garden.
Welcome to Yeshua Kids once again, and here we are here again with yet another guest, and as usual, we're gonna let her introduce herself. Okay, so it's an honor to have you here. So if you can kindly introduce yourself to the audience, that will be great.
Hi, hello everyone. My name is Kemi. First off, thank you for the opportunity to be interviewed today, and I'm really happy to be here. Like I said again, my name is Kemi. I'm based off in the US, North Carolina to be precise. I've been here roughly a couple of years now, and I'm Nigerian. I work customer support. So thank you again for having me today.
Perfect. So that was a beautiful introduction, and yes, we're just gonna be moving forward today now. So, our subject for today is more so a subject that is very well known within our society today, and it seems to be becoming so prevalent in the society. And today we're gonna be more so talking about Nigeria Japa Syndrome. What are the causes and the impact? So, as usual, we're gonna have our opening questions as an introduction into the subject, and we're going to hear what you have to say as regards the topic. Okay, so the first question we have for you on this note is more so an introduction, as I said, and it's: can you explain what the Japa syndrome is and how it became a popular term in Nigeria? So in essence, what is the Japa syndrome?
Yes, that's a very good one. Japa syndrome, I'll say, is something that started in the early, let's say like 2020, after COVID, during that COVID time. After that, the NSAS movement in Nigeria. The truth is, the Japa syndrome is something that started after that NSAS, and people started like, oh my goodness, there's no hope for Nigeria. You know what? Let's Japa. Japa means to get out, to run, to disappear, So that's when people started having that mindset, like, you know what? I'm going to sell everything. I'm going to sell everything I've worked for, everything I've owned all my life, just to go somewhere else to start from scratch. So that's where I believe that's where that Japa thing originated from. After that NSAS, the people that were murdered during that NSAS period, and that's the meaning of Japa: migrating, just taking everything you've got and just migrating. It's different from asylum.
Okay. All right. So I think that we basically get the whole idea, and so basically looking for greener pastures, we would say, right? More so
Yes.
an escape from the present state of things. Okay, that's great. So let's move on. So we're more so still on the introductory question. Next question I have for you is: how has the concept of Japa evolved over the years in the Nigerian culture? As you said, it started at a time, and now we are in 2024.
Yes. The Japa concept has gotten so bad in the Nigerian system that if you ask a child or a kid just graduating from secondary school, which is high school in Nigeria, just graduating SS3, what's your plan? What's your next line of action? What do you want to do with your life? The next thing they would tell you is, oh, I want a Japa, because there's nothing. Education is having no value in Nigeria anymore, because the typical mindset of a Nigerian is just to travel out of the country, be it the US, UK, Australia, Canada. That's just a typical mindset of every little Nigerian graduate coming out, or even university graduates. Their mindset is just, they're ready to leave at any given opportunity. They don't even care anymore. They just want to migrate.
So that has become like the new aspiration as regards surviving in the world, you would say, because usually we had people dreaming about good jobs, being a doctor, being a nurse, being an engineer, and now it seems like that is the new way out, even though there have been history of people not doing so well elsewhere. All right, so
Yeah.
thank you for that, and let's move on. So we're also going to be focusing on the causes of the Japa syndrome. Okay, so and on this within this section, I want to also ask you this question. What are some of the key factors driving the Japa movement among Nigerians today? So I know you touched upon that. So if you can just kindly elaborate in greater detail, you would say, okay?
Okay. Like I mentioned earlier,
Hey, look, these days, where economy just they fail. Come with Sapa where you know fit explain. You get brand where they sell we go pay. We go pay, go pay, go hey, pay. Look, info, Leon Finfo, follow me, go, may we get money. Make you call your amigos, free membership, sign up quick and no they carry body. If you buy, if you sell for this website, no commission, no cost for this website. But cool sellers, we go give you good price. And if you know like I'm gonna next guy. Hey, no middleman, we go try take your money to do your thing on a solo. If you find anything, if you sharply buy for any location, where you there, so my manana, distress sales. My manana, distress sales. Distress sales.net. Distress sales.net. Distress sales.net. Distress sales.net.
Everybody just they dance, they smile for here, man. Like say things they share for this website. Let me go check out this website, man.
the main reason why the Japa concept started was during that NSAS period. That was when most Nigerian youths got the mindset like, hey, you know what? There's no hope for this country. It's better I migrate with my family and just leave. I have a lot of friends that left after that. They went to the UK, some went to the US, Canada, and the thing is, these other countries, I don't want to say they are welcoming, but they have pathways for people to actually migrate because they want the young talents that we have in Nigeria or any other country. They want the young talents in their country. And this is leaving a very big gap in the health system, the education system, everything, most especially the health system, doctors, nurses. There's pathways for these people with these professions. There's pathways for them. All they have to do is just write an exam. Then boom, they can migrate to the US. They can migrate to Canada. They want young people. And this is leaving a very big gap in the Nigerian system. And it's just so sad that we're not realizing it. And
it seems like these other nations are actually valuing the youthfulness and the the intelligence of Nigerians, whereas it seems like Nigeria itself doesn't seem to value, you would say, this multiplicity of talents, as you would call it.
Well, it's not like Nigeria doesn't. Excuse me. It's not like Nigeria doesn't value this young talents. It is. It's just the system is just so bad. The system doesn't allow it. The system don't care. And it still falls back to our politicians. I don't want to say, well, it takes one person to change the nation. It takes all of us to do it. But the truth is, the corruption is so deep in the grassroots that it's so bad. It's so hard to uproot. It's so hard. It's in depth. There's so many branches underground that you cannot just fix it overnight.
Interesting that you mentioned politics, because I'm also, before I can let you expound with the next question. So based on the subject of politics, how do political instability, economic changes, and insecurity in Nigeria contribute to the growing desire to migrate? So we have very influencing factors, starting from the political aspect and transitioning down to the economical aspect. And then we have the subject of insecurity. What can you comment on this? And how does this contribute to the growing Japa syndrome and the migration syndrome?
Thanks for that. Personally, I don't really like to dive into politics. I don't really like the political talk. But now that you mentioned, because I did talk about it a little bit earlier. The truth is, I don't want to say we are cursed in Africa or in Nigeria, but I don't get it. The height of negligence in the political system, in the Nigerian political system, is just alarming. I'll call it negligence. They don't care. So I'll say the number one grassroots problem in Nigeria, in the Nigerian political system that is affecting us in the system is the fact that it is easy for politicians to change their parties. You know, just like in the US, we have Republicans, we have Democrats. If you're a Republican, you're a Republican forever. You know, you can't just switch parties. But, Nigerian system, it's so easy, it's so easy to change from APC to PDP to Accord. You can switch. If APC is the current party, everybody switches to APC because that's where the money's at, and all this leads to corruption because you're changing the system. There's a shift going on. It's not constant. I mean, the change is too constant. Everybody changes their political party. And apart from that, there's so many other things that needs to be fixed in Nigeria, but nothing is getting done. Like the 1999 Constitution. What gives? This is 2024. There are so many things in that Constitution that is old, but nobody cares, which still falls back to negligence. So if they don't care about the law, they don't care about all this that needs to be changed, that needs to be updated. So why do you think the politicians will care about the actual citizens? They don't care. They don't care.
Okay, so
and this is a very deep hole in the system. And if there's nobody taking care, it's just like because I went to UK recently and I saw how that country is. It's old. It's a very old country, but they are maintaining what they have. In Nigeria, we're not maintaining anything. The roads are so dilapidated. Nobody's fixing anything because they don't care. They do it once. No, it's not about just doing it once. Or you don't just leave your house and just not sweep because you swept it once when you moved in. You don't take care of it anymore. No, you have to constantly care for it. But Nigeria is not getting that care, which is leaving that gap. And it leads to insecurity because the police don't care about the citizens. The politicians don't care. Why should the police care? Which is supposed to be the main security force in Nigeria. Yeah. So if the police don't care about the citizens, why should the citizens feel protected? So there's insecurity, there's everything, which was what led to that NSAS movement back then. Because the SARS, which is like a part of the force that's supposed to fight corruption, were picking out youths and younger people, accusing them of being Yahoo boys, which is like fraudsters. Basically, they're getting accused, and that led to that movement. People got really upset because it was alarming. They were breaking into people's houses, arresting people for no just reason. And after that NSAS movement happened, and those young people got murdered, that was when people were like, "Oh no!" Okay, so
I'm gonna cut you short right here. Sorry to have to do that, but I just wanted to proceed with more of the questions I have for you. So I know you mentioned, I think more so what you were hinging on is more so the allegiance to money versus the allegiance to the people, which obviously drives the consequences we're seeing. More so the events we're seeing right now, because it seems that the people who are supposed to be guiding the people are more so focused on the money versus the people, and that actually influences their actions. Okay. Okay, and of course, corruption evolves in many directions the moment it starts. So obviously, when we see lawlessness as regards officers, or may we say more so entities not respecting due proceedings, and that is as a result of corruption birthed in many different directions and many different issues as well. Okay, so let's transition more so to let's move forward with our questioning. The next question I have for you is, are there certain demographics, right, or age groups that are more likely to participate in the Japa movement? And if that's the case, why? Or does this apply to every age group and every demographic?
Oh no, that's a very good question. The Japa syndrome is not. Yes, there's a demographic age group that can actually migrate, and I'll say from the ages of even as early as 14 to down to maybe maximum 40, between 13 and 40. And the truth is, once you reach a certain age, it is very hard for you to migrate, because where are you going to start from? How are you going to start? Even the Canadian, is it the permanent residency pathway program that they have, which is, I forgot what they call it. Basically, they don't want anyone that is older than maybe 35. When you reach a certain age, between 30 and 35, you become less productive. So they want younger people. Once you reach age 30, it's harder for you because they use the point-based system. But other countries can still accept you. But the truth is, you have to have something valuable, like something you must be contributing to their economy somehow. So the ages between 13 and 40 seems to be the reasonable ages when people still think about, oh, you know what, I can japa and, still make something out of life. And it's just sad that this migration thingy is leaving this gap in Nigeria, because now look, all the youths are gone. All the younger people are gone. The older people don't think about it. Fine, they don't mind traveling, just to visit and see. But they're already used to the system in Nigeria. They go back because they cannot work here. You have to be young. The jobs that people do, it's crazy out here. Working security, working care, standing in the cold. So many things. Only young people can do that. But if you're older, you'll break down. So many people are like just passing out and dying, just like that. I've heard about so many stories where people just they work so hard, they come home, just sleep, and they don't wake up because somehow they're jet lagged, they're stressed. They're stressed.
What is then the attraction? Because it seems, what would you say if people are moving over to these countries and the result is stress? Is it that because there's a saying that says "Who no go no no, who no fit no." So do you feel that is another syndrome, because people actually come and are surprised when they arrive and at the difficulty it takes to get their 2 feet, especially if they're coming in or venturing alone? So what is then the attraction? So are they ready to risk it all for a system that doesn't actually provide anything, just to have half of something? Or is it that they are actually ignorant, or they're not trying hard enough? What is the major cause, you would say, with what you stated?
Everything falls back to basic amenities. People are migrating just to get basic amenities, security, light, which is power, water, good food, basically. Those are just the basic things. Most people, fine, yes. Some people travel for education purpose. Yes, Nigerians, we love education. That doesn't still mean we're still not looking for other opportunities. But the main thing behind it is just basic amenities that Nigeria is refusing to provide. Trust me, if Nigeria has all this, a lot of people will move back home. But it's just basic amenities, and it's water, food, clothing, Some people migrate and they regret it because, like you said, no go, no go, no. It looks so easy to people that are in Nigeria. When they see people take photos, they assume, oh, everything looks good in those photos. But photos can be deceiving. The truth is, a lot of people are actually suffering out here. A lot of people are homeless out here because you have to keep up with your bills. Monthly bills come in, even though, you have to be on top of your game out here. You have to be hardworking. You have to be top notch. But the truth is, some people are not keeping up to that and they regret it. But the thing is, they have nothing to go back home for because there's nothing back home. They already sold everything.
Or even
So
a
they're
plane
stuck
ticket, you
here,
would say. A plane ticket is expensive right now, so they don't even have the money to
right?
take the flight. Okay, so
No, ain't nothing cheap no more.
definitely. So it's actually a very serious issue. So let's move on. So that's a very beautiful point. I have some questions, but I really want to ask you more of the prepared questions. So if there's any time, then I can come back to some of those questions which I have. Okay. So the next question I have for you is, how does social media play a role in influencing people's decisions to leave Nigeria?
That's a good one too. I mean, social media plays a very big role because a lot of people see so many things online and they get influenced by it. I've seen a lot of, in short, influencers. They come online, they'll be like, "Oh, our brother is this, our brother is that. It's really good out here. Everything is good." But fine, there's two sides to it. Yes, like I said earlier, some people come here and they are able to make something out of life, and some people come out here with no skill, no nothing. They're not even trying to work on getting some skills. I'm not talking about just handiwork. I'm talking about how productive can you be? Like, how is it easy for you to evolve and just adapt to situations? Are you able to blend into the system? Because some people struggle. Some people find it very hard to even socialize because it's a big cultural difference.
So I mean, that happens to the best of us. Okay, so
Yeah, right.
it's more so I totally get what you're saying, because like you said, also social media can actually influence that, and you were speaking about picture even in the last question I
Oh
asked you, and
yeah,
how that it
yeah,
creates the impression, and there's been so
yes,
much discourse on how people tend to pretend to
yes.
be what they're not, and obviously in an attempt to impress family as well. So obviously I get what you're saying.
Yeah, an attempt to impress families, and also they try to impress families, and also some people see how everything is abroad, and they get influenced by that. Oh, I want this too, I want that too, but they don't know that there's more to it. It's not just physical. You have to actually work hard for it. And also the other side, like I said, there's two sides to it. The other side is some people actually tell people how hard it is, but some people still don't believe it. They'll be like, "Oh no, I want to go see waiting they happen for that. Let me see how." They want to experience it. When they come in here and they struggle, So social media has a very big impact. So, and it can influence you positively or negatively. So it all still falls back on you as an individual. How easy is it for you to adapt to the system? Personally, I wouldn't want to hold anybody back from seeing what it is, what it's like out here. The truth is, there's nothing bad in getting more experience. It helps it helps you
Exposure.
see things. Yeah, exposure. Thank you for that. It helps you see how it is. I don't see anything wrong with it, but personally, I would say if you want to migrate out here, at least have some sort of backup plan. Don't just leave everything back home and just come here. Don't get influenced by social media. But if you are actually influenced by that social media, have a backup plan. Personally.
Yes. Yeah, that's a very interesting point, because you see people sell off everything and there's really nothing to come to it. As a matter of fact, we have people who are choosing to remain because they're ashamed. So who would help them, especially now that the economy in Nigeria is not doing so great? Okay, so let's move forward. Next question I have for you is, can you speak to the role of education and job opportunities in other countries in attracting Nigerians to migrate? Okay, so it's you mentioned education, about people looking to, or we love education. Okay, and I think, but we also have schools in Nigeria. So I mean, so what is that factor of education, and what is that job aspect that makes people want to migrate, given the fact that things you actually need to work, as you said, to be able to get to this height, which people tend to perceive, and whereas obviously in other situations people might just be deceptive or hypocritical, if not being posing to be something they're not. So, but just leaving the hypocritical aspect of things, what is more so that attractive factor as regards job and education that Nigerians, you think Nigerians are seeing, that seems to be causing them to migrate in numbers?
Yes, as Nigerians, we love education. Not like we don't have schools in Nigeria that offer these degrees. We actually do have really good schools in Nigeria. But like I said earlier, most people are actually moving out of the country for social benefits. I mean, basic amenities, light, water, and so on. So education seems to be like the easiest route to migrate to any country. Like, you're a fresher going to a different country, it's a lot easier if you go in through school, which has more values to you personally. Apart from you getting the basic amenities you've always wanted, you still had more degree. You had more to your degree. You had more to your exposure. You meet other students from other cultures. It brings you this exposure. So it's like a win-win. It's easier to migrate based on education than migrating just to visit. You can't really do anything. What are you? Okay, you visit for like a week and that's it? Yeah. No. Education gives you that room to explore more. It gives you that opportunity. And like I said, it's not just about the degree. It's about the basic amenities that we lack in Nigeria. That's one of the things that are prompting people to migrate. Not because they don't want that degree. Yes, they do, because they actually go to school. They actually get the degree. So because an average Nigerian household has at least a bachelor's degree holder. An average Nigerian family. So yes, we go there for school. Fine, there are sometimes situations makes people fall back and they relapse, and because of other situations, they don't actually go there to school. But the truth is, I'll say 90% of people that actually migrated from Nigeria actually did went to school.
Okay.
And they're doing really good.
Okay. So, next question I have for you is more so, obviously, with every action, there are consequences, reactions, and the subject of joy or regret. So, I'm also going to be focusing next on the social and psychological impacts of this decision. Okay. So, within this, I would say this category of question, the first question I have for you is more so, what are some of the emotional and psychological effects on Nigerians who decide to japa and leave their homes behind? So what would you say the psychological effect? What are the impacts, so to say, based on possibly people you have discussed with who are Nigerians or from what you've observed?
Definitely, change can be very hard. Change can be hard on anybody. Leaving everything you're used to and coming to something new. If you're lucky, the country you migrated to, they speak English. That still makes it a little bit easier for you. If you go to other countries, you don't even, there's this language barrier. That kind of leaves you out. Makes it hard for you to socialize. And out here, nobody cares. You're your home. I've seen a lot of situations where people come out here and they're by themselves, and it just brings, abroad can be depressing. It can be very depressing. It can depress your soul because you have this routine. You go to school, go to work, after work, maybe go buy groceries and come home. It's a routine. It's a cycle. And you're living your life like that. Even the holidays, you get to work. You don't stay home. In fact, you're actually paying rent. You don't even stay in the home you're renting because you're working. If you don't work, you can't pay bills. And you still have people you have to settle back home, So this leaves it affects some people psychologically, and they cannot manage. Some people break down. I've heard about situations where people actually break down at work and they start crying because they can't just take it no more. They have no one to talk to. Talking to someone over the phone is different from having that physical touch. There's nobody. Even your neighbors don't even say hello to you. Compared to Nigeria, where we are like more close-knit, you have your neighbors, you have your family, friends, you have cousins visiting, and there's one there, which is parties every weekend. There's nothing like that out here. You're just by yourself, going to work, coming back. So it's depressing.
That almost felt something. Go ahead. Sorry to interrupt.
Okay. If you don't find something that you really enjoy doing, you're gonna get sucked down by the system. And I've seen a lot of people, just passing out and just dying because of that. You know, they're depressed, they're alone, they're lonely.
That almost feels so sad. I feel for this segment we can actually put some background sound music to make it explain the in-depth of this situation, because there seems to be it seems to be more so an individualistic society, and obviously
Hey, look, these days, where economy just they fail. Come with Sapa where you know fit explain. You get brand where they sell we go pay. We go pay, go pay, go pay. Hey, look, info, Leon Finfo, follow me, go, may we get money. Make you call your amigos, free membership, sign up quick, and no they carry body. If you buy, if you sell for this website, no commission, no cost for this website. But cool sellers, we go give you good price. And if you know like I'm go the next guy. Hey, no middleman, we go try take your money, they do your thing on a solo. If you find anything, if you sharply buy for any location where you there, so my manana, distress sales. My manana, distress sales. Distress sales.net. Distress sales.net. Distress sales.net. Distress sales.net.
Everybody just they dance, they smile for here, man. Like say things they share for this website. Maybe go check out this website, man.
I think that someone talked about, I think I was watching something one day, and there was more so the subject of racism and how that can actually amplify this situation of loneliness. So
Yes.
can you expound on that? How does that affect how that shock? Because initially people go with a positive mind, hoping for the best, and they meet not only difficulty, and they also meet discrimination. So how would
Yes.
do you have anything to say on that note?
Oh, yes. I actually do have a lot to say. Let me start with this example. Talking about the subject of racism, you know, you're going to take the bus, you're going to work, right? You want to enter public transport, and you go in there, and the person sitting right next to you gets up. He covers his nose and gets up. And you're like wondering what the heck, what's going on? You know, am I stinking? Is there something wrong? You know, or you actually have people say to you, oh, they don't want to sit next to monkeys. You know, that sounds very sensitive, but you can't really do nothing because you're the one that went to their country. It's not right, but there's nothing you can do about it. And if you decide to fight about it, it becomes a problem because everything still falls back on you. You're going to be blamed for it because that means you're the one attacking that person. So it's just so sad that racism is in the system. But, well, there's really nothing we can do about it. It's just how it is. So someone coming from Nigeria, to be precise, and entering this system and seeing how it is, first off, you're already having problems socializing. Second off, let's say you're not even in an English-speaking society or English-speaking country. You can't even communicate. And third off, they're not even approaching you because of how you look. It's just so sad.
Okay.
You know? That can leave a depressing taste on somebody.
Okay, so we don't have much time. I thought we had enough time, but you have responded so beautifully so far. So just before you leave us, I have 2 questions for you, and if you can respond to them simultaneously, that will be perfect. So the first question is, just in 2 minutes, what advice would you give to young Nigerians who are contemplating leaving the country due to the Japa Syndrome? And of course, why did you Japa?
That's a good one. Are you trying to set me up? The advice I would give to someone trying to Japa, I'll say go for it. Go for it. Because personally, I like seeing new things. I like experiencing something. If I have the opportunity, if you have the opportunity to Japa, go for it. See how it is. Like I said earlier, have a backup plan. Have a backup plan. Personally, for me, the reason why I jackpot, well, I don't want to call it jackpot, but oh well, since that's a
You've
theme
been set up.
that we're using here. Well, the main reason why I jackpot was the system failed me. I actually did believe in the system. I tried getting a job and everything. I did get a job in Nigeria after going through the youth service, serving and everything. You know, I think the NYSC program. Yes, I actually did get a job. Excuse me. Sorry about that. I actually did get a job, but the system failed me because of how do I put it? Because of the corruption in the system. The system failed me. Let me put it like that. So that was when I thought about, that was even before the whole jackpot movement started. That was when I thought about, you know what? Let me invest on myself. Let me find a way. Let me use my skill to migrate.
Okay.
And I came to the US.
Okay.
And here I am.
Says you're doing great. But there's always that perception of doing great, but like you said, you have a house. Obviously, you have to have somewhere to put your head. It doesn't make it any easy. It looks nice. The buildings are nice, but it's tough. It's tough.
It is.
So we'll have to say, as we close, we'd like to thank you very much for honoring our invite. It's an honor to have you here. And of course, to you, our audience, we can't really go into all the questions we have for the sake of time, but we would like to remind you once again, if you're yet to subscribe to the channel, if you're yet to like this video or any of our videos, be sure to do so. And with that said, we would like to thank you once again, Kemi, for being present today. And you have a lovely day.
Thank you.
All right, take care. Bye-bye. Hope to see you next time.
Subscribe. Bye.
Yeah, my name is Taruwar of Yashar Kids Garden. Okay, my name is Taruwar, the cool one. Yeah, I said it. I'm the cool one. Yeah. Okay, so just kidding, by the way. Gotta be humble here. Okay, so now my name is Taruwar, and I'm the guy with the announcements, the informations, and the reminders. So, speaking of reminders, if you are yet to subscribe to all our platforms, subscribe to us and follow us on TikTok at YasharKidsGarden.ykg, Instagram, Yashar Kids Garden, and lastly, on YouTube. Come on, you want to take a guess? Yashar Kids Garden as well. Okay, so follow us on all these platforms. It's really that easy. This way, you never miss out on anything. So come on now, it's just a button. Click it. Click the subscribe. Click the follow. Come on now. Click it. Click it. Click it. Come on, click it. Alright, so now the announcements. In some time and over a period of time, we will be organizing some quiz which you will have the chance to participate in. Alright, so now what will the quizzes be based on? It will be based on what we've learned so far. I will be the host and I will be asking the questions based on all we have treated in the past. So people with the correct answers will be selected at random for a gift or cash prize, which will be issued by our sponsor for today. So, just before we introduce you to our sponsor, in case you would like to join our community, WhatsApp to be precise, or follow our channel on WhatsApp as well, the link is in the description. Come on now, be with the cool team. Yeah, the cool team. Okay, now to our sponsor. So, now, who is our sponsor? Who is that awesome entity? Or what is that awesome entity that is helping us out? Or that is showing us the great support that we need to make this show a success. So, now let's get to it. Our sponsor for today, and our primary sponsor in all, is distress.sales.net, a platform where you can buy distress sales items. Also, sell, of course. And you know what? Sign up is free. Who does that if not distress.sales.net? So, join in today, join their platform, and actually see and sell, view, and buy. Okay, distress sales items, okay? So, check it out, okay? So, just to give you an idea of what they do, their advert will be right on the side over here. And I'm just gonna be here, keeping quiet. Right on the side here will be their advert. That way you understand what they're really all about. Okay. All right, so I'll be on the side.
Hey, look, these days, where economy just they fail. Come with Sapa way, no fit explain. You get brand where they sell, we go pay. We go pay, go pay, go pay. Hey, look, info, Leon Finfo, follow me, go, may we get money. Make you call your amigos, free membership, sign up quick, and no they carry body. If you buy, if you sell for this website, no commission, no cost for this website. But cool sellers, we go give you good price. And if you know like I'm go the next guy. Hey, no middleman, we go try take your money, they do your thing on a solo. If you find anything, if you sharply buy for any location, where you there, so my manana, distress sales. My manana, distress sales. Distress sales.net. Distress sales.net. Distress sales.net. Distress sales.net.
Everybody just they dance, they smile for here, man. Be like say things they share for this website. Maybe go check out this website, man.